My best friend's husband pulled me aside at her funeral. He said, "She told me to give you this if anything ever happened." It was a key to a storage unit I didn't know existed. Chloe died on a Wednesday. Brain aneurysm, the doctor said. No warning, no symptoms, no chance to say goodbye. She was 34, the healthiest person I knew, ran marathons, and never missed a checkup. And then she just wasn't here anymore. I stood at her funeral listening to people talk about her like she was already becoming a memory. That's when Marcus found me by the coat room, pressed a small brass key into my palm, and said Chloe made him promise years ago. If anything ever happened to her, he was supposed to give me this key and nothing else. No explanation. Just the key and an address written on a slip of paper. I asked what it was for. He said he didn't know. She'd never let him see inside. I couldn't bring myself to go for almost a month. The key sat on my nightstand next to a photo of us from college. I'd pick it up sometimes, trying to understand why my best friend had kept something from me. We told each other everything. Every fear, every secret, every embarrassing story. What could she possibly have hidden in a storage unit she never mentioned? I imagined dark possibilities. Evidence of something I didn't want to know. A side of her I'd never seen. Maybe the reason she'd seemed different the last 2 years. Quieter sometimes. More likely to cry at small moments. I'd asked once if everything was okay, and she smiled and said she was just grateful. I didn't push. I should have pushed. The storage facility was 20 minutes from her house. I sat in the parking lot for an hour before going inside. Unit 247. I pulled up the door expecting dust and confusion. Instead, I found boxes stacked floor to ceiling, organized with labels in Chloe's careful handwriting. The labels didn't make sense. Your wedding day, first baby, when you get the promotion, for the hard days, your 40th birthday. Dates on some boxes stretched decades into the future. I opened the nearest one with shaking hands. A note sat on top in her handwriting. Hey you, if you're reading this, I'm not there anymore. I'm sorry, I wanted to be, but since I can't, I spent the last 2 years making sure you'd never go through anything alone. Start with the letter in the blue envelope. I love you, always, Chloe. The blue envelope was taped to the inside of the door. I slid down the wall and sat on the concrete floor as I read the truth she'd kept from everyone. She'd been diagnosed with a genetic heart condition 2 years before she died. Doctors said it was a ticking clock they couldn't stop. Could be 5 years, could be 5 months. She'd beaten the odds every day she woke up. She didn't tell me because she couldn't stand the idea of me looking at her like she was already dying. So instead, she spent those 2 years preparing. Every box was a moment she knew she'd probably miss. The wedding box held a pearl bracelet she'd picked out. Something borrowed, her note said. Wear it and I'll be standing next to you. The baby box had a blanket she'd knitted herself. Soft yellow because she didn't want to guess wrong on the color. I know you're going to be an incredible mom. I'll be watching. There were birthday cards for every year until I turned 70. A box labeled Bad Breakup Emergency Kit with wine, chocolate, and a handwritten list titled Why You're Amazing and He's an Idiot. Video messages on flash drives labeled for specific occasions. I plugged one into my phone and there she was, alive, smiling. Hey, if you're watching this, I'm gone and you're about to get married. I'm so mad I can't be there. But whoever this person is, they're lucky. You're the best person I've ever known. Now go marry them and save me a seat at the reception, okay? I'll be there. You just won't see me. I watched videos until my phone died. Messages for promotions and failures, births and losses, ordinary days when I might just need to hear her voice. She spent her final years making sure she'd never really leave me. I got married last spring, wore the pearl bracelet, saved her a seat in the front row with her photo on the chair. Her box included a card, the bracelet, and a tissue packet that said, because I know you're going to ugly cry, and honestly same, I did. The storage unit isn't empty yet. There are boxes I won't open for decades. She planned for a whole lifetime I haven't lived. Some days that feels like the cruelest gift, knowing she mapped out my future without being able to share it. Most days it feels like the greatest act of love I've ever witnessed. She made sure she'd be at every moment that matters. I just have to open a box to find her there.